Hello everyone, today I'm going to be talking about advances in air transportation. So a bit of a sidestep from the ground transportation we've been talking about, but I think you'll see many of the similarities between them over the course of this presentation. So similarly, traffic has been increasing in the air and it's been causing delays and overburdening our current system. So the Federal Aviation Administration started to implement these intelligent technologies uh, starting back in 2007 with the hopes that they'll be completely implemented by 2025. It's a large project and requires the implementation of the technology at thousands of airports across the country, as well as on the aircraft of many commercial providers. And they have to also work with foreign aviation administrations to allow for smooth transfer of planes from international waters over our airspace. So the old system, also known as National Air System, used radar surveillance and radio communications. So they located the planes with radar and they communicated with them with radio. And so the control of the planes would be transferred from one air station to the next as they went in and out of range of different areas. And to keep the planes separated, they used a distance-based management where they had to be a certain distance apart from each other. So the new technologies that they're trying to implement are using GPS to monitor location, which is more accurate and more continuous, and then be able to send data communications to the craft. So instead of telling an instruction over radio, they can just send the instructions directly to the aircraft, minimizing the need to speak to them continuously. Also, they want to switch to using a time-based air management, so spacing out the aircraft in time versus in space, which has been shown to allow for more planes in the same area with the same maintained safety. So, one of the biggest implementations is what they're calling the automatic dependent surveillance broadcast. So, all planes, I believe by 2020, are required to have what is known as ADS-B out, which is they are broadcasting their GPS position, velocity, flight direction at all times to air traffic control and to the planes around them. ADS-B in allows for planes to receive this GPS data themselves so that they can see the aircraft in their area and avoid collisions, get weather updates, and better navigation. So another implementation is what was called performance-based navigation. And what this allows for is more direct flights. So currently you can see here that with radar navigation, a tower will tell you to fly at a speed, a high altitude, and a direction until you are told to fly in a different direction. And so you might not be able to fly the most efficient flight path. So what we're trying to do is continuous flight paths, and this allows for less leveling off and descents and takeoffs, which are more efficient, and planes are spaced out in space well away from the airport and eliminating the need to circle the airport, instead flowing smoothly one after another down the runway. And this has all been shown to increase efficiency, reduce circling, and waste of fuel in longer flights. So some of the other improvements that we've been seeing are better weather prediction. Also, runway operations have been modeled and have been trying to become more efficient through queuing of planes to take off and planes taxiing down the runway. and kind of the same way that we try to improve the operations in a warehouse with space management and time management. And they've also improved low visibility operations um, of aircraft using some flight control technologies improvements, which have been aided also by GPS and data communications. So this is hopefully will have a large impact. They estimate it'll save by 2030, so in the 5-year period from 2025 to 2030, 2.8 billion gallons of fuel. And some of the technology that's already been implemented has already shown billions of dollars in improvements over the old air system. So hopefully you guys can see some of the impacts of these advanced technologies in aviation, which allow for less queuing of planes and more direct flight paths over our airspace and closer proximity of planes in flight, which allows us to handle the greater air traffic. Thank you. And here are my sources.